Could you just state your name and then spell your last name for the court?
Savannah Rice, R-I-C-E.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Savannah, I know you're nervous, I get it. If you can just make sure you speak into the microphone and just slow down a little bit so that the court reporter can hear what you're saying, okay? And you always have to give what we call a verbal response, so if I ask you a question that's yes or no, you just have to verbally say yes or no, okay?
Okay.
How old are you today?
I'm 19.
Do you have any brothers or
Imagine
sisters?
taking the witness
I
stand,
have
looking
two
your own
sisters,
mother
half
dead in
sister
the
and
eye,
little brother.
and telling a jury exactly how she plotted to murder your father.
Gregory Rice and
That
Megan Jackson.
is the unimaginable reality that
Were they ever
19-year-old
married?
Savannah Rice faced in this courtroom.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have two sisters, a half sister, and a little brother.
What are your parents' names?
Gregory Rice and Megan Jackson.
Were they ever married?
No.
How would you describe your father?
He was a very flawed man, but we all did know he cared very much about his kids and his work, and he tried very hard for the people around him.
How would you describe your parents' relationship?
It was not great at all. There was constant fighting. They were mean to each other, they were mean to the kids. Just they weren't compatible. You didn't hear "I love you" very much throughout the house.
You said you didn't hear "I love you" very much, but did you ever hear your parents say "I love you" to each other?
No.
At some point, did your parents break up?
Yes.
Do you know about when that was?
There was twice. The first time I was probably around 9. He was cheating on her. The second time, they just needed to go their separate ways, and it was a mutual breakup.
When your parents broke up, did they begin living in separate houses?
The second time, yes.
Where did you and your brother and your two sisters live?
We lived mainly with my mother.
Did your brother and sisters go to stay or visit with your father from time to time?
They did almost every weekend.
What about you?
I chose to stay home.
Okay. And that's okay. Why did you choose to stay home?
He would make me nervous, but also my mom would tell me that we would go do something fun together, so she would bribe me to stay home, and I would.
Did you, despite the fact that you did not go over very often, did you still maintain contact with your father?
The best of my ability. My phone was disabled due to my mother. I could only receive calls.
When your brother and your sisters would go to stay with your father, would he pick them up and drop them off? Would your mother pick them up and drop them off? How did that work?
My dad always came to the house to pick them up, and he would bring them back as well.
When your father would come to pick your siblings up, did you go out and talk to him at all?
Yes, I would go out and I would have a chat with him, tell him I loved him, give him a hug. That was about it. I'd tell him if I was going to come over the next week or not.
At some
Now,
point
look at what the
after
prosecutor
your
is doing
parents
right
began
out of the
living
gate.
separately,
Before they get to the
Did you meet
blood
a man
and
named
guts of the
Christopher
murder,
Gonzalez?
Yes,
they're
I did.
establishing a legal
How did you meet
concept
him?
that's called a baseline.
I
Under
met
the
Chris
rules of
because
evidence,
one,
specifically
knew that he
Rule
worked with my mom,
401, which
but
covers
two, we
relevance,
moved into his
attorneys
neighborhood,
have
and I
to
met his
prove
family,
why
so we
certain
started
facts
hanging out with
matter.
his family and him.
By having Savannah
When you
describe
say
her
his family,
warm,
was he
loving
married?
relationship with her
Yes.
dad,
Children.
the state is
Yes.
humanizing
How
the
many kids
victim.
did he have?
He had two
But
children.
strategically, they're also painting a stark contrast. They
well,
want the
he-
jury to see that
the son
Gregory
was
was an
around
involved,
maybe 1,
caring father,
and the daughter
which
was
totally destroys
6, I believe.
any potential defense argument that he just, quote-unquote,
And you
ran
said
off or
that
abandoned the family.
You guys moved into the
The
same
prosecutor is
neighborhood
building
as
an
the Gonzalez
emotional
family?
foundation
Yes.
so that the jury
About
feels
how far
the
away do you
full
live
weight
from
of what this mother took away.
At some point after your parents began living separately, did you meet a man named Christopher Gonzalez?
Yes, I did.
How did you meet him?
I met Chris because one, knew that he worked with my mom, but two, we moved into his neighborhood and I met his family and we started to hang out with his family and him.
So when you say his family, was he married?
Yes.
Did he have children?
Yes.
How many kids did he have?
He had 2 children.
Do you know about how old they were?
I believe the son was around maybe 1 and the daughter was 6, I believe.
Yeah. And you said that you guys moved into the same neighborhood as the Dontel family?
Yes.
About how far away did you live from them?
It was like 3 minutes right down the road, just down our street and down another street and into a cul-de-sac.
So was it walking distance?
Yes.
Did your family and the Dontels spend a lot of time together?
Yes.
At some point, did you come to know that your mother was having an affair with Christopher Dontel?
Yes, but not at first.
Okay. How did you find out about the affair?
I had some friends over and it was quiet. We went downstairs and we heard them having sex in their bedroom and it just kept getting louder and louder. And the next day I asked her and she said, "I thought you knew."
Do you know about how long that was before your father went missing? And if you don't, it's okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. This will sound like a silly question, but do you remember when your father went missing?
October 2nd.
What do you remember about sort of that time period?
Before or after?
Right after, when you found out that he was missing. So October 2nd was a Friday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened the next morning?
She woke up, we all got up. She got the kids ready to bring them to our dad's, which I already thought was weird because he always came to pick them up and he would come in to see me or I'd go out to see him, which it didn't happen this morning. So she got the kids in the car and
If you just take some time to breathe, it's okay. Do you need some water?
she brought the kids to his house and she called me and she was really frantic. She said she had searched everywhere. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time.
She had said she had searched everywhere. She looked in his car. She couldn't see his keys or his wallet or his phone. She looked in the windows and then she said she's gonna call the police. And they came back and that was really just...
When you say they came back, who do you mean?
Madison, Blake, Dakota, my siblings, and my mom.
Okay. So that was the morning of October 3rd. How did your life change after your father went missing?
My mom wasn't home even more often. She wasn't home due to her job most of the time, but it became a lot more when he went missing. Everybody was really emotional. We didn't go out at all. My mom did, but we didn't. We really just stayed in the house.
It's okay, take your time. Do you remember when they found your father's body?
Yes. I do.
What do you remember about that?
I was at my best friend's house, and her mom came in the room. She told me not to go onto any of my electronics, but she didn't know that one of my friends from the neighborhood had already told me. I didn't believe it, but
this is kind of like a big other. Was there anything significant about that day besides the fact that they found your father's body?
They told us my mom had something to do with it, and that all of my siblings would have to be living somewhere else.
Well, no, I mean, November 7th or 8th. Is there anything about, when's your birthday?
November 7th.
Did your mother ever mention your father during the time between when he first went missing and when they found his body?
I can't perform.
So you can answer that. Did your mother ever say anything about your father between the time that he went missing and the time that they found his body?
Yes.
Can you just tell us about that? Take a couple deep breaths to tell us about that.
She had come home drunk one night, and I was in the kitchen, and my sister she wasn't behaving, and I told my mom, and she started screaming. And my sister was upstairs, but then she looked at me, and she said, "I hope what happened to your dad happens to your sister." And I asked her, "What do you mean?" And she just wouldn't say anything.
And that was before they found your father's body?
Boom. That right there is the nail in the coffin. In legal terms, what the mother said is called an admission by a party opponent. Normally, witnesses can't testify about what someone else said outside of court. That is the classic hearsay rule that we hear about all the time. But there's a massive exception. If the statement was made by the defendant themselves and it goes against their own interests, it comes right in. By telling her misbehaving daughter, quote, "I hope what happened to your dad happens to you," end quote, before the body was even officially found, Megan is showing what the law calls consciousness of guilt. She slipped up. She knew that he was dead because she killed him. And Savannah just handed that confession to the jury on a silver platter. Did you catch that at the very end of the clip? The defense attorney had absolutely zero questions for Savannah on cross-examination. Why? Because when a witness is that credible and drops a bombshell that heavy, any question that you ask is just going to dig the hole deeper for your client. And Savannah's incredible bravery on the stand paid off. In June of 2025, it took a South Carolina jury just 2 hours to find Megan Jackson guilty of murder. The judge handed down the ultimate punishment, sentencing Megan to life in prison. As for her accomplice, the former Deputy Coroner Christopher Dontel, he realized the ship was sinking, he took a plea deal, and he actually testified against Megan at her trial. In July of 2025, Dontel was sentenced to the maximum 20 years behind bars for conspiracy and accessory after the fact. Savannah didn't just tell her truth. She made sure that her father got justice. Let me know what you thought of Savannah's testimony in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next case.